December 23rd, 2003. I was born into this world. I had a very fun and memorable childhood filled with lots of company and love. At a very young age, I actively engaged in telling stories through drawings and playing with toys, and also consumed many childhood classics. From the start, it seemed that I had a liking for media and art, but I did not realize how important it would become to my life. Summer 2019 was when my first interest in filmmaking started, watching the YouTube channel Corridor Crew, where VFX artists broke down good and bad CGI effects in different movies, and I became fascinated with the behind-the-scenes work of it all. It was just so cool to see how much detail and passion was put behind the films we know and love. It inspired me to actually give it a try myself. So, during my sophomore year, I was given the opportunity to make 2 short films. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was pretty satisfied with the results, given how little I knew, and I was fortunate enough to work with committed and hardworking people. But the most important thing was that I enjoyed doing it. Also, while this was happening, I just got into watching anime, which opened my eyes to the impact and inspiration storytelling could bring. With this and my first experience with making my own films, I considered filmmaking to be a potential path for me in the future.
The virus was traced back to this now closed seafood and meat market, but tests have so far failed to isolate a source.
As of this morning, there have been 571 cases confirmed by the Chinese government, and 17 people are reported to have died of this new strain of respiratory illness.
This is the worst public health crisis for a generation.
The 2020 COVID-19 pandemic shut down the world. Although it was hard to get used to, it did give me the opportunity to watch more movies, anime, TV shows, just really any media I wanted to consume, and I gained a better understanding of how storytelling works and different ways of doing it. And on April 9th, 2020, I watched the anime The Promised Neverland, and that was when I was sold to pursue filmmaking for the rest of my life.
いってらっしゃい。気をつけてね。
Never in my life have I watched a piece of media that moved me to tears because of how good it was. It truly inspired me to get creative with my ideas and go forward to creating something that would leave a similar impact on others. Life after that just became more clear and beautiful, and I became more appreciative and grateful for the things I had in my life. In 2022, I started college, finally focusing on learning and improving my skills as a filmmaker. But as I learned more about the art and industry, I started to feel the difficulties and harsh realities of not only the film world, but what it truly means to be an artist. I realized that watching and analyzing media is drastically different than creating media. Even if I may know what to do, there comes a lot of doubt. The world of film is highly competitive and filled with many talented and ambitious creatives. There are already so many far ahead of me, even if we're the same age, if not younger. And sometimes I think to myself, how can I even compete? And what is really the point of me being a creative if that's the case? What skills do I bring that others don't already have? Do I have a voice that's worth sharing with the world? Since I started my filmmaking journey, I wanted to try and answer some of these questions, but it seemed I was afraid of exploring what the answers may be. It prevented me from working on projects I wanted to do, worrying about if it was worth putting out there and having it just become another project. Although all this doubt has stopped me from making the art I want, it has also allowed me to reflect on why. Why should I be afraid if I want to do something for myself? Maybe the answer I'm looking for lies with actually doing it. Maybe my life experiences, the friends and family I have, and the things I enjoy are what makes me have a unique voice compared to anyone else, and are enough to continue moving forward. Maybe that's the most important thing for me to do as a creative. To start documenting my life while I still can, while the people I care about are still here, so our memories remain and help us remember who we are and what's important. But I won't have any of it if I don't start. So, here's to starting and expressing who I am.